Okay, welcome to our teachings and learning online today. I'm really delighted to teach you through this internet, okay, and thank you for cooperation. Today we're going to continue to our lessons. It's about this grammar point. You remember relative clauses. So can you tell me what is the relative clauses? We talk about the clauses, relative clauses, or about the relative pronoun. You must know what are the relative pronouns. Okay. As we know that relative pronoun consists of who, okay, for people, where for place, which for think, or also which for things, and that for people and think. Alright. So please have a look at the definition of the relative clauses. They are like adjectives because relative clauses give more information to the noun. It means it identifies the noun before it. Okay. Look at the first example here. My teacher, who is Russian, teaches English. First of all, you have to recognize the relative clause in this sentence, number one. The relative clause in here is who is Russian. Okay, so who is Russian is the relative clause. Have a look at number two. My teacher, who is Russian, teaches English. So you see the difference consists in these two sentences. The first one we have without comma, but the second one you see teacher after teacher put the commas, and who's Russian another commas. All right. You have to know that when we use commas, it means the information is not important, it's not necessary. That's why we use it, we put the comma. But for this one, we cannot drop this part of relative clause because it is the important information. My teacher, who's Russian, teaches English. I mean, this information is important. Why? Because a teacher here, you have only one teacher or more than one teacher? Of course, teacher here, it means you have a lot of teachers and you study lots of subjects at school. That's why we stress that teachers mean a Russian teacher. But in the second one, who is Russian is not important. This situation means you have only one teacher and you study one subject is English at school. That's why everyone know already, and you understand already that you have only one teacher. That's why we no need the information about Russian. Okay? If I drop this one, this sentence is still consists it have the same meaning. My teacher teaches English. So Russian here is not important. We have to know that as well. Relative clause consists of two types. I mean, the first one is defining relative clause. Okay, or we can say restrictive or identified clauses. Another one is non-defining relative clause. What the difference between these two sentences, two clauses? It means the first one you use comma or no comma. For defining relative clause, no commas. And for this non-defining relative clause, you must use commas. Okay, so you must use comma. What else? The information for defining relative clause. Information is necessary or importance. Information. Opposite of defining, so informations, not important. Informations not important. Okay. And another thing, if you drop this, sentence, mean it has the same meaning until even though you drop this information, so it keeps the same meaning. Okay. Keep the same meaning. Or you can say that the meaning is the same. Without it. Opposite, the meaning is different. If you drop the relative. If we drop relative pronoun. Okay. Another thing you need to focus is that we use that, that we only use in defining relative clause. For that, only in defining relative clause. Okay. We cannot use that in non-defining relative clause. So that you can use, but here that is not used. So we have another example. Please, I have another example. So I put number 3. I met a girl is an arts teacher. The second, the fourth one. He saw a man he said pilot ride his bike. Okay, so please look at these two examples. So number 3, I met a girl who is an arts teacher. So where's the relative clause consists of sentence number 3? Okay. I met a girl who is an arts teacher. It must be from here. who is an art teacher. Yeah, this is the relative clause. And what kind of this one? Is it a defining or non-defining relative clause? So as you see, it has no commas. Okay, so it must be, and the information is important. That's why you must consider it as the defining relative clause. Okay. The second one, you say, he saw a man whose pilot ride his bike. Okay. You see, if we consist of commas, the first who's a pilot and then commas, this is we call non-defining relative clause. Okay. Non-defining relative clause. Yes. He saw a man who's a pilot drive his bike. Okay, so the information here, who's pilot. Do you think is it important? If I drop who's pilot, so this sentence it still have the same meaning, or you understand this sentence or not? Yeah, of course you're right. Even though you drop the word who's pilot, so the sentence have the same meaning to the first one, right? He saw a man ride his bike. Okay, so that man is pilot. You understand? Okay? Okay, so that is for today grammar, and if I have any mistake or it's not enough information that you don't understand, just comment below this video. Thank you so much for cooperation.